Hey, welcome back to the Scoreboard Guy Network here on the Missouri Sports Network, powered by KICK 92.3 FM radio, Springfield, Missouri, home of your Kansas City Royals. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Going to visit now with Glendale Falcons head baseball coach Jim Julian. And Coach, first off, congratulations on a district championship.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
You guys going in, you're the 3 seed in that district, and you get a couple upsets there. Then you got to face Webb City down kind of in their home neighborhood. I mean, I believe it was at Carl Junction. But tell us about the run through districts and really who performed well for you.
Actually, we played Webb City at Webb City. Our district had an agreement, I guess, or deal that we would play the higher seed would host, for travel and things like that. So I had to play Webb City at Webb City, but started off with Branson. They were the 6th seed. Isaac Wells took them out, and plan was to hopefully keep him under 75 so he could come back in the event that we were there on Saturday. And he threw the ball great that game, threw a perfect game, and threw 60 pitches and beat them 10-0. And then had to go to, due to weather, some things were moved around. We were supposed to host that game, but it ended up being played over at Central's new field. And then went to Carl, or supposed to go to Carl. That game got moved to a ballpark in Joplin. Played Carl there, came in Kufal, took the ball and pitched in that game and threw outstanding, really efficient. I think he only had 3 strikeouts in that game, but, his defense made plays behind him. And that's kind of been our secret to success, I guess you could say, the last week or so, few games, especially in the district tournament, was pitching and defense. So then we came back to Isaac against Webb City on Saturday, and he's a gamer. He took the ball and just competed his rear end off, and again, just trusted his defense. His strikeout numbers weren't really high, but in order to be efficient, if you have high strikeout numbers, sometimes that leads to an excess of pitches. And, he's just trying to pitch to contact and make quality pitches in whatever the count is. And, just trust his defense and keep them engaged. And he did a great job of that on Saturday.
Yeah, by my count, he struck out 6, and I believe he hit back-to-back batters as I'm following along, maybe in the 4th inning. And, Webb City had their opportunities to score, and so did Glendale. And then you get to that 4th inning, it's still tied. What kind of finally got you over the hump there in the later innings?
We've had a pretty resilient group all year. We try to tell them, and they do a good job of finishing innings, whether it's offensively or defensively. And, sometimes it's kind of easy to get, 2 outs offensively or defensively, and then just kind of take a breath and relax a little bit. And then sometimes that 3rd out defensively is hard to get, or sometimes, you just kind of quit on an inning offensively. And, but I think both of our runs were on 2-out hits, and, give credit to those guys early in those innings for getting on base and then trying to move up. I think we got a little help one inning. We got moved up on a pass ball or wild pitch, but then got, a huge 2-out hit both times that scored runs. So, these guys are resilient, and we kind of took the attitude that, we not really have nothing to lose, but, we're on paper, maybe the underdog in both those games, the Carl game and the Webb City game. And, so just tried to be aggressive, both sides of the baseball, and, just see what happens.
Was there a point this season, or maybe a game you look back on and say, hey, that may have helped us kind of turn the corner, where you've really been playing very good baseball since maybe that game? Maybe it's a Joplin, maybe, and I don't know who it would be, but can you look back at a game maybe and feel like that was maybe a turning point for us confidence-wise?
Yeah, we started playing better there second half of the season, won 10 in a row, and then got beat by Kickapoo late in the year, lost the conference, and obviously that left a little sour taste in our mouth. But since then we've been kind of a totally different team. So if you want to, I guess, the last week or week and a half or so, or however long it's been, if you want to look at a game that's kind of reset our minds a little bit and got us a little more focused and fired up, I guess it's the Kickapoo game I could kind of point at.
Yeah, you mentioned you guys you're throwing strikes, you're playing good defense. Are those two the things that you're most comfortable with right now? Are those the things that you're doing really well right now? And maybe what are some things you feel like you need to work on if you're going to get by a Willard team on Saturday?
Yeah, I mean we're throwing strikes and playing defense particularly well right now. Offensively, it's not like we're not swinging the bat well. We've seen some pretty quality arms here down the stretch and all season, but offensively we're doing a lot better job of working counts, not giving at bats away, and just kind of taking what the pitcher gives us, and whether it's trying to hit behind a runner, and we've really focused on situational things and situational at bats all season really, but it's kind of started to click a little more maybe second half of the season. But yeah, I mean, you get to this time of the year, and we've tried to keep our schedule pretty strong for this reason. But it's trying to play good catch and do little things right. And I'm a firm believer in, do little things well, and those add up to big things, regardless of, what it is, baseball and in life. So we've just tried to kind of focus on little things and paying attention to detail, and just show up ready to play every day.
Are you guys? You feel like you're pretty healthy right now? I mean, is everybody available going into this game with Willard?
Yeah, yep, we're in a good spot. Everybody's available. Everybody's feeling good, and battled some little nagging injuries, kind of here and there, like everybody does all season. But as of now, we're pretty healthy.
Now this game is going to be at Willard. How familiar are you with the Willard Tigers and Coach Scott McGee's group?
We played them twice this year, and then I think they've won 7 out of the last 9 district championships over the last 9 years or so. So, obviously they're a well-coached group, and they play hard, and they're intense and focused, and but I feel like this time of year, you can scout a little bit, and we've got some stuff on them, just like I'm sure they have stuff on us. But if we just go in and play the way we're capable of playing with the same mindset and same focus and energy that we've had the last week or so, especially, then I like our chances. They're, like I said, they're obviously a great team. They wouldn't be if they wouldn't be in this position that they're in if they weren't a quality team and quality club. And kind of year in and year out, they're one of the teams that you kind of know that you're going to have to compete with well, or beat in certain situations. And they're there again. So it's kind of one of those teams that you would kind of expect to see in postseason. And I'm excited to get an opportunity to face off against a quality program like theirs.
Are you kind of getting used to this underdog role? You make a run through districts, and Willard's been ranked in the state all year long. Are you kind of playing on that, or your kids kind of enjoying that?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd be lying if we didn't talk about that some, and kind of enjoy that role. But yeah, I think that's helped a little bit fuel us here lately. I mean, if you can't get up and excited to play the number 5 team in the state and the number 2 team in the state, and then Willard, who's been, like you said, been ranked all year at the top 1 or 2 or 3 all season in Class 5, then you probably should be doing something else this time of year. But
yeah, you bet. What looking back on last spring where you didn't have an opportunity to play a season, have you had some of those kids that graduated last year kind of reach out and encourage the kids, hey, we didn't get to play this, let's take advantage, you guys take advantage of this, we didn't have this opportunity?
Yeah, we against our first district game against Branson, Timmy Glenn, Thomas Brand, and Turner Jackson were all in attendance, and Timmy and Turner would have been seniors last year during the COVID year, and Thomas, of course, graduated in 2019. But they said that exact thing. Kind of, they came in the dugout at the end of the game, and were saying things like, "Man, I wish we could have played in a district tournament," and things like this, and take advantage of it. And you don't really understand, when it could be your last game. You kind of, as seniors, they kind of focus on senior night and get that schedule and know kind of when your last home game is. But those guys got it swept out from under them early on. So yeah, I know they've talked with some of our players and kind of as a whole kind of addressed that take advantage of your opportunities you have.
Have you kids has Glendale, have they graduated at this point? I think I saw maybe this last weekend.
Yeah, we graduated. All the days are running together. A few days ago.
Very good. Well, Coach, guys are at Willard 1 o'clock on Saturday.
Yes,
so folks listening to this on the radio, they still have time to get out there. This show will be over at noon. So head out there to Willard. I don't know of any restrictions at this point going on. I think everything's open. Just be careful and be safe. And Coach, I really appreciate you being generous with your time this year. I remember visiting with you right at the beginning of baseball season, and this Zoom and this Missouri Sports Network has kind of changed everything, but I'm enjoying it. So
yeah, that's good. You got to make the most of it. But
yeah,
appreciate you having me on, and appreciate all the things you do for high school sports, and praying for your dad. Hopefully he makes a quick and full recovery.
Yeah, we will. We appreciate that. We'll pass that along. But you're listening to Scoreboard Guy Network here on the Missouri Sports Network, KICK, powered by Central Bank of the Ozarks. Back after these messages.